The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has told the Presidential Election Tribunal that the documents requested by Peter Obi are non-existent. In a surprising turn of events at the ongoing Presidential Election Tribunal in Abuja, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) disclosed that some of the documents requested by Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party during the 2023 elections, are non-existent. During the court proceedings, Mr. Lawrence Bayode, the Deputy Director of ICT at INEC, provided evidence indicating that out of the 5 documents requested by Obi, 2 simply did not exist and 1 was still a work in progress. This revelation raised questions about the validity and accuracy of the evidence presented by Mr. Peter Obi in support of his case. One of Obi's witnesses, Ms. Loretta Oga, an ICT cloud engineer and a former candidate of the Labour Party in Cross River State, testified before the court. Oga, who contested but lost the election for the House of Representatives, filed a lawsuit against the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) due to the omission of her name from the electoral portal. According to her, network failure was the reason for this omission. However, under cross-examination by Mr. Wole Olanipekun, SAN, the counsel representing Tinubu and Shetima, Oga stated that she did not experience any glitches on the Independent National Electoral Commission portal on February 25th. This contradiction raised doubts about the accuracy of her claims. Mr. Lateef Fabemi, SAN, the counsel representing the All Progressive Congress, also cross-examined Oga. In response to his questions, she admitted that she was not familiar with INEC's password protocol, as she was not an employee of the organization. This revelation further undermined the credibility of her testimony. The presiding judge, Justice Haruna Nsamani, adjourned the proceeding to the following day for further hearing on the matter. Meanwhile, the court dismissed a request by the Labour Party's presidential candidate Peter Obi to interrogate ICT experts of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) over the conduct of the February presidential election. Peter Obi had sought to interrogate INEC's ICT officials concerning internet use during the 25th February presidential election. Mr. Obi and his party are in their joint petition challenging the emergence of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the winner of the poll. He alleged manipulations of the electoral process by INEC in favor of Mr. Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress. But Mr. Obi's application to interrogate the electoral umpire's ICT experts was vehemently opposed by lawyers to INEC, Mr. Tinubu, and the All Progressive Congress at the court's hearing. A 5-member court panel, headed by Haruna Nsamani, said Mr. Obi's legal team failed to file their request to interrogate INEC's ICT officials within the statutory period enshrined in the Electoral Act 2022. in an election petition, a party who wishes to file further particulars in court, and in this case file interrogatories, may file at any time but not later than 10 days after filing the reply to the respondent's response. If he fails to apply within the period laid down, he shall be barred from applying, Mr. Nsamani said, while referencing the electoral law. In a unanimous ruling of the 5-member panel, said the petitioners, which are Mr. Obi and the Labour Party, filed their reply to the respondents, which are Mr. Tinubu, Inec, and the All Progressive Congress reply to the petition, that Mr. Obi's request seeking leave to serve the interrogatories on the Independent National Electoral Commission was filed very late. Therefore, its request was filed out of the statutory time as stated in the first schedule of the Electoral Act 2022, Mr. Nsamani said. He said the law unequivocally prohibits parties from making an application for further particulars after the period laid down has elapsed. The court further emphasized that the time for filing any court document in an election petition is sacrosanct. This court cannot extend the time to file the interrogatories. The petitioner's counsel did not ask for an extension of time, but rather seek to employ the right to fair hearing as the magic wand to escape the consequences of their failure to comply with the law and blame the court for their actions, Mr. Nsamani explained. In dismissing the request, the court said the application is incompetent and the court lacks the jurisdiction to entertain it, and it is accordingly struck out. The application hearing, Mr. Obi's lawyer, Patrick, a senior advocate of Nigeria, SAN, sought to know the quality of the ICT's experts and professionals who presided over the 25th February presidential polls. Mr. Patrick had urged the court to order Inec to supply him with the names and other details of its ICT professionals that deployed electronic devices for the election.